Welcome back. So we're looking at code.org again, CS Discoveries, and this activity is Random Rainbow. It is a challenge activity from Lesson 6, the random numbers. So it says this level uses the RGB block to set the color of the rainbow. Since the RGB block uses red, green, blue numerical values, it means we can use random number to generate random colors, which is very cool. So when we do RGB values, we have to one thing understand that goes from essentially 0 to 255. So each one of these spots here can have a value between 0 and 255. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a random number generator in each one of these, and we're going to tell it that we want to pick between 0 and 255. Now if you wanted to stay within a certain range of a color, well then you could obviously do that and say you want to go from 100 to 200 or something like that. But we're going to use the entire range of the RGB value. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and grab math here. And we're going to say that this is going to be from 0 to 255. And then we're going to do the same for this one. And we're going to do the same from this one. And essentially what will happen, Okay, so if this is the background color, and we're just changing those RGB values. So if you watch the background color, you can see this color up here is just randomly going to choose a different one each time. And you can see that color changing. So each one is picking between 0 and 255. Now we could take a variable and place a random number in there, but that's going to create one number and it will place it in each one of these if we did a variable, and we don't want to do that. We want these numbers to all be different. Okay, so that's kind of how you use this. Now it says you'll need 3 random number blocks to generate one color. Update the background color to a random color, update each arc of the rainbow to a random color, and update the ground to a random color. So what we want to do, and they said arcs, so we want each one of these, right? So each one, we're going to have to change all of these, okay? All right, let's get to work on this then. So we can see that one's been affected now, okay? And we're going to kind of just work our way through this. And basically wherever you see a fill, you're just going to go ahead and plug these in. And now we can see that this one's been changed. Okay, so we're going to fill in this one. Definitely getting use of the random number block. Now, if you did want to, you could do show text, and you got to be a little careful with this, but if we wanted to take and copy the random number, we could do that, and then we could place it within each one of these. Okay, so we could take like this, and when you do this, you got to be a little careful with the brackets, but you'd have to highlight that, and then you could place it into this one, and then to this one, and then to this one, and so on. I'm going to actually keep it with this. Just be aware that if you do that and the code doesn't work, you won't be able to go back to blocks. So if you get an error you'll be stuck in show text. Okay, so if you feel confident with the random numbers and you feel confident with text, then by all means do that. Can be a little tedious too, doing this over and over. And the last one down here. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and run that. You can see that the colors change each time. And that's how you fix that. Just make sure you do 0 to 255, place the random number. I would just go to the fills and just each one of those number values, and you can place a random number in there. All right, hopefully that helps you with your coding, and good luck.